Hello, welcome to a morning routine in our homeschool. Typically our day starts around 9 a.m. The boys do get up really early, but I like to have them dressed and fed so that their minds are ready to learn. And before we sit at the table, we shake out the wiggles and then we sit down and we start our day with Bible study. So my oldest son sits with us as well. We read through the Bible. We're currently studying through James and we're doing it all together as a family. We do devotions, write out in our journals. As I'm reading the Bible, I like to give the boys something that will keep their hands busy, like busy manipulatives. So today is going to be paint and their journal, and they'll paint as I am reading through the Bible and their older brother reads aloud. Then we'll journal about our devotions, we'll ask questions, and the boys really love this time because it includes their older brother. Usually he works on his own because he is in junior high school. And it is really sweet to do this. After a Bible reading, we'll get up and get the wiggles out again, which we'll do a pledge allegiance and things like that just to keep the body moving. And after that, while the boys are playing, having some free time, just able to move around, I will start setting up for our Bible verse memory, which I put on this board and on our chalkboard. The chalkboard I leave there so it is a daily reminder, but this one I write out every day and I'll put it on the board and we rehearse it and we go over it and we talk about the meaning of it and what God's word means. So I'm writing it out here and my handwriting truly stinks. I am so bad at writing on a dry erase board, but I do my best, and the boys don't really know whether or not my writing is great because they haven't really mastered that part. So this is fun. And then we'll do the days of the week. We count to 100. We try to keep it really light with my little ones because you don't want to bore them. You don't want them to feel obligated to sit, and then that's when they don't want to work. So I want my sons to enjoy learning, and when my 4-year-old comes to me and asks me to learn something or to do school, I feel really good because I know that he's enjoying it rather than it feeling like a drag. My 13-year-old sits at this table for most of his work. We are part of a co-op group, classical conversation. So he does this work here at the table unless it is too much of a distraction with his younger brothers, and he does have a desk in his room, but it has worked out really well that he sits at our dining room table while my little guy is sitting there, because my little one will feel part as a team rather than feel like a burden. So we try our best to add him into anything that we're doing, and he's truly enjoying it. He doesn't sit very long, but that's why I give him all these manipulatives. I give him colors and activities and coloring, and that's the best that you can do if you're homeschooling with a little one. If you're a homeschooling mama of multiples, the best thing that you can do is just set up things to keep your little ones distracted so that they don't distract your older ones. It's the best tool. This table is set up for school for my two of my sons, my 2.5-year-old and my 13-year-old. And my 13-year-old can deal with some of the distractions, and if it gets too much, he's able to take his work into his room where he has a desk that he can work privately and just have more quiet. But I do have this set up for my 2.5-year-old more so that he doesn't distract his older brother, my 4.5-year-old, while we're doing schoolwork and we work at the other table. So here I do have tracing E because his name starts with an E, so I do want him to just recognize. And I do not expect my 2.5-year-old to be able to write out his name or even trace out this E, but this is just so that he can start to recognize that his name starts with the E and just look at the letters of his name. We're working on the color green, and we have elephant for E, some manipulatives here that are green, and we're trying to learn to count above 10, but he is able to count to 10, so that is amazing. No pressure, more for distraction and fun while we work with my 4-year-old. And this I had gotten off another YouTuber. I'm gonna link her below because she has some really amazing tips and hacks how to help your little ones learn to read and pronounce words. So this is just the alphabet, lowercase letters, and we don't say the alphabet, we say the sound. So my 2.5-year-old has gotten almost all of his sounds just by doing it this way. It has been amazing for us.
4, 5.
Good.
No, 1, 2, 3.
Right, and now what do you do when you add the two groups together?
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Good, so what's your total?
8.
Very good. So this is pretty much how I set up for my boys. Monday through Wednesday. Thursday we're part of a co-op, so we attend there on Thursdays. Fridays we try to do Fun Friday. My older son will do maybe 90 minutes of work and read aloud. We always do our Bible reading in the morning, but we try to do more of a craft. And this year we're diving deep into American history with classical conversations, so we do a lot of crafts based on that. Right now we're going to be breaking down the Statue of Liberty, drawing it, naming the parts of it, the history of it, so it all ties together. And my boys are doing maps and learning the capitals in the states, my younger ones. So we're doing that, we're tracing out the map and things like that. And I want to preface that although the setup looks nice, it's great to set it up while they're still asleep. I usually set it up before I go to bed, but some days are just long. It never works out the way I intended it to. Some mornings are smooth. We do Bible reading. I let them stretch it out with some activities, some activity videos that we watch. We do the Pledge of Allegiance and things like that. But when you have a 2.5-year-old and a 4 their legs, they're going to want to explore. They're boys with a lot of energy. So I don't require them to sit for a long period of time. We do Bible reading, we do an art craft, and then we get into work. And my 4.5-year-old usually works for only about 45 minutes. Sometimes we'll do a little extra in the afternoon if he wants to for 35 minutes working on reading and things like that.